Hey, welcome back to the Chaotic Pubcast. We're happy to have you here. We are coming in on episode 9 of season 2. Holy cow. That's 19
Yeah,
episodes.
that's one less than 20.
Oh, that's one more than 18. I can math.
What can I say? My guys know their math.
You're smart sometimes.
I got an associate's. Come on, man.
I have
Speaking of
associates.
which, dude, next week will be episode 20. It'll be episode 10 of season 2. We're gonna do it live. That's gonna be exciting. We're gonna be live
Our
on
second
YouTube.
live episode.
I know. We should definitely discuss the exact scheduling on that after the episode, because I am going to be leaving town next week. So
Yeah. We'll discuss it, and we'll be posting on Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. We'll probably have it in our after hours when that's going to be.
I have a question. What's our next after hours?
It'll be on Patreon this week, actually, if it's not already posted when this
you
airs.
guys did an after hours again without me?
We did not.
Not yet.
Not yet. We're waiting for you to leave town, Z.
You sons, fuck you guys.
Man, how about episode 8? Right? What an amazing episode.
Dudes. Huge shout out to Daryl coming and hanging out with us scrubs for a bit and shooting the shit for a while. It was literally a free therapy episode. Like,
yeah. I think I even put that in the description of the episode. It's like, come get your free therapy. Watch this episode.
One of the guys did say, he was like, "Damn it, guys, why'd y'all make me think this much?" Was it Robbie?
We should start asking people for their HSA information.
Seriously. But huge shout out to Daryl. If you haven't checked out Daryl Talks Games, I'll put a link in the description below to check it out. So
absolutely. Oh, it's gonna pop up right there.
Right there. Right there.
Look
Thanks
at
for the editing chores. I'll just write that timestamp down right now. Okay.
How was y'all's week? Did you guys do anything fun?
Work.
Yeah. I actually have done quite a bit. It's mostly just been kind of prep for today. Today's my lovely wife's birthday, and she's let me step away for a minute to record this episode. But did that, became TikTok famous. Normal week for me.
Oh yeah, so. It's another day.
Can we get some happy birthday, Christina?
Yeah, happy birthday, Christina. Yep.
Happy birthday, Christina.
Yeah, just been busy as hell and doing my thing. You know me, I'm the most unavailable person in the world. So.
Yeah. What about you, Jake?
Yeah.
It's the only comment I'll make on that, buddy.
Yeah. My week has been. Never really done anything this week besides work. Sonic 06. Dude, I played Sonic 06 just right before recording this.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got us to watch the Sonic movie.
Oh yeah,
Sonic
02. Sonic 2 movie came out on Paramount Plus. Watched it yesterday twice.
I really want them to release a cut with the original design of Sonic, a messed up version of Tails, and Ugandan Knuckles.
That would be funny.
Speaking of, I'm really disappointed Sonic, he didn't say "Show me the way."
I know he did it. Missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity. Yeah.
But speaking of ugly Sonic, he was in the Chippendale movie, which I did watch today.
I saw some clips of the scenes that he was in, and it was kind of funny. Like you said, it was cheesy, but it was funny to see.
Well, that's not his only scene.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I'm gonna have to watch it. Yeah, I'm gonna watch the Rescue Rangers episode.
It was pretty funny, especially I would say if you're a fan of if you were a fan or remember the cartoon at all, it makes a lot of callbacks to that. Which is really
is Gadget in it?
The fifth.
Oh, Gadget is in it. Okay, cool.
Yes. They have the whole crew in it. What is it? The Fly, the chick, and the dude. I just watched watched the movie and I already forgot their names.
I should have prerequisite it with I'm not a furry, but is Gadget in it?
Gadget. Is that her name?
Yeah, I think so. Pretty sure. She's the one that pretty much made everybody our age furries.
I thought that was Lola.
Oh, was it Lola? Lola Bunny, Gadget, and Sally Squirrel.
Sally the Squirrel.
Yeah.
I don't think Sally did that for me personally.
No, well, you had a cursed childhood then.
Well, cool. What do you guys say we hop in today's episode?
Yeah, what are we talking about again?
Yeah, so we have our own little pub going here, right? That we hang out in every week, and it's a pretty fun place. But that doesn't happen to be the case everywhere. There's actually some pretty messed up pubs around the world, and some of them have what we would call cursed objects in them. And one of the most cursed objects is check my notes. A chair.
What?
Jurgen.
Is that a typo?
chair? Jeez, man. Yeah. So I guess it's a chair of
Are
death.
we really doing a podcast episode about a fucking chair?
I think we are.
All right. Let's keep this crazy train going.
So let me give you some background on this. It's known as the chair of death. It's been known as the dead man's chair, and then formerly known as the Busby's stoop chair, named after the person who allegedly cursed it, Thomas Busby. This chair, it's a really interesting story, right? Whenever we start off, and this is kind of the more historical part of it before we get into the folk tale-y part, right? So there's a gentleman named Thomas Busby. He was alive. This all happened near the end of the 1600s, beginning of the 1700s. And it happened in North Yorkshire in the United Kingdom.
Okay.
Basically, this guy was kind of like a low-down criminal and got wrapped up with this other gentleman, Daniel Ottey, who was another criminal who he did like some basically like counterfeiting, but it was called like coinery or something. I can't remember what it's called. But basically just make fake
was
money.
He
they got into,
sorry to interrupt, was he clipping the edges of coins? That sounds that concept is like they're shaving bits and pieces off of coins to make it into more currency. So
I got you. Good to know. So they got involved doing this kind of junk, right? And our main character here, Thomas, he owned like an inn not far from the home of this other gentleman, Daniel Ottey, who was running kind of this counterfeit coinery ring. Anyway, he ended up marrying Daniel's daughter, and that became his father-in-law. Well, anyway, they were terrible business associates. They hated working together. They were constantly in arguments, arguing about his wife, who was the other gentleman's daughter. And it all boiled down one day to where they got in a big argument about the business. He came back to the inn and saw his father-in-law sitting there fuming and saying that he was going to take his daughter and leave and take her home and never talk to Thomas again. And this infuriated Thomas, right? And Thomas even more was infuriated because this gentleman was sitting in his favorite chair in his inn. And so he got drunk. They got in a fight, told him to get out of the chair. And then later on that night, went to his home and murdered him. He was caught for this murder, of course, and was sentenced to be hung in a gibbet. He was gibbeted. If you're familiar with the term,
I'm not,
what's
that
a
sounds
gibbet?
like that's like the least intimidating. Like, oh, I'm gonna gibbet you.
Okay.
Is basically like a form of hanging. Like they still hang them up, but it's like tied around their body. It's another form of public execution. So here's where it gets a little more folklore, right? That's kind of the brief summary and history of what happened leading up to this. Now, some of the tales go that as he was on his way to be hung, his last wish was to stop by his inn and have a drink, or his favorite pub. And while he was there, he sat in his favorite chair and he cursed it that any man who ever sat in it after him would die a painful death.
Huh.
Other accounts say that he screamed it on the way to his death without stopping at the pub. Whatever the matter may have been, he somehow cursed this chair. Um, Going forward, a few years, anyone who sat in this chair died in mysterious, unexplainable ways. Right? There was a chimney man who sat in it and fell off a roof to his death.
Okay.
There was all kinds of strange cases like that leading up to World War II, where Canadian airmen were stationed there, and it kind of became a hot spot for them, and it became kind of a hot seat for them. That they would all dare each other to sit in it, and anyone who sat in that chair never came home from war.
Okay. So, first question off the bat from me on this: is that 100% success rate? Were there people who? Do we know if there were people who sat in this chair and they were the lucky ones, or like was a certain demographic of people who were dying? Like, did he curse specific? Like, because now I get to be 100% speculative from the very beginning. So
yeah, so obviously, anytime it comes to these kind of folk tales, it's a lot better recorded the ones that it did happen to than the ones that didn't, right? But there are some weird instances that have been, quote, recorded, where someone sat in one of these chairs and then they kind of went mad with rage and killed someone else.
Okay. So what is the do we know what the chair first? I need to see what this chair looks like. Do we know what the chair looks like by chance? Let's see.
Yeah, it's right here on screen.
Yeah.
God damn it, Jay.
Yeah, let me put it on the screen for you guys so you can see.
Yeah. I'm just a little curious.
Oh, it's just a chair.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a very, very fancy looking chair.
So it's a fancy. No, you're fine. So it's a standard. It's not a. It's just a. I expected to like see like a pub stool or a bar stool or anything. So this wasn't an actual bar. It's an inn. Then or inns doubled as taverns back then.
It was
so.
Exactly, and it was in that that pub or that inn was renamed after this to. It was renamed the Busby Stoop Inn after Thomas Busby, the man who owned it and cursed the chair.
So this guy, the inn owner is just basically capitalized on this man's death, and what this man would consider a very serious curse. In his dying words, the innkeeper is like, well, I'm gonna capitalize on it, and turn his entire final words into just a joke then.
Pretty much. But this maybe this pub owner like thought it was kind of funny at first, and he wanted to capitalize on it, but it literally kept leading to people's deaths to the point where he like locked it up in the basement, like so no one else would sit on it. And like a guy went down there cleaning one day and sat in it and died in a car crash on his way home. And so because of that, finally the guy was like, I want no more of this chair, and he donated it to a museum. I believe it's called the Thirsk Museum. It's just down the road from where this chair was originally housed. The museum curators or owners actually hung the chair 5 foot up from the ground so that there would be no chance of anyone sitting in it, not maintenance men, not cleaners, no tourists or anything. And I read that there's even tried to be legal action against the museum for not letting people sit in it. Like people are actively trying to sit in this chair.
Are you kidding me?
Why not destroy it?
Yeah,
I guess it's still an attraction.
It's a piece of brings people in.
People just want to sit in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's an attraction. It's netting them profit. It's getting, no pun intended, butts in the seats. So like I guess that I imagine that's the reason behind not destroying it. But I'm I'm a speculative person on a lot of things, but I'm also not somebody like I if somebody says don't sit in this chair and then you show me the data that multiple people have died from sitting in the chair, I probably won't fuck with it. Like I would probably just. I'd be the smart guy in the horror group that was like, no, man, no way, I'm touching it. And then the jock sits in the chair, and then everybody says it's like it seems like it's a lot less cooler version of The Ring to me. So instead of you watch it, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's almost one of those things where, like, you know, a lot of these deaths that were recorded was by, like I said, soldiers in World War II who dared each other to sit in it and then didn't come back from some bombings, right? Like, is a lot of people died in that war, and I don't think a very small percentage sat in that chair.
To answer like that, some people would like sit down in a chair and get enraged. I'm going to attribute that to whiskey, personally.
Yeah,
probably.
So they said that people who sat in that chairs, and it varied case by case, but people would have haunting experiences, including extreme itching, paranoia, hearing things, confusion, items being moved, and written warnings on mirrors and walls about the person's imminent death, in addition to many other strange happenings. And that's where I like start to get more skeptical, right?
He's like writing notes in the mirror with the fog. You sat in my chair. Get out of my chair. My ass groove. No.
One of the other interesting things I read was that in 1978, so it was hung in that Thirst Museum in 1978, and a furniture historian later went and examined that chair. They found it to have machine-turned spindles, whereas most 18th century chairs were made using a pole lathe, Sorry. That furniture historian dated the chair to 1840, which was 138 years after Busby was executed. So this chair that supposedly he cursed, this furniture historian is saying this chair that they still have today wasn't even made until almost 140 years after this man was supposedly executed.
Wait, so this could all just be a made up thing then?
Yeah, so they could have hidden the real chair that was cursed and found a different chair, and that's the one they donated to the museum, and the real chair is still out there somewhere and just hasn't been found. And anyone who sits in it doesn't live to tell the tale.
When did this all take place? In the 1700s, you said?
Thomas Busby murdered his father-in-law in 1702, allegedly. There's different accounts that it was like in the 1690s all the way up to like 1710, but most accounts say 1702.
Okay. And people within like a week or a day would die after they sat in this chair? It would vary.
Yeah, it would vary greatly.
I sat in the chair. I died 30 years from now.
Yeah,
exactly. That's where I was at too. I was like, yeah, of course, everyone who sat in it died.
Yeah, like I kind of want to.
but there was some strange ones, right? For instance, there was a roofer who sat in it and then died in the roof. Died after the roof he was working on.
Wait, you mean to tell me a roofer died while he was roofing? Coincidence?
Coincidence or enigma of the mystical?
A cleaning woman stumbled into the basement and was mopping and sat in it. She was later killed by a brain tumor. Who would have thought, right?
It was all the chemicals of the cleaner she was using that formed the brain tumor. And the chair. Let's not forget the chair.
Oh yeah, the chair, definitely the chair. All that started because she sat on the chair.
Okay.
Right, just like I'm sick of you guys making fun of me.
No, I was reading. The one I was telling you guys about earlier, a local told about a driver who picked up an airman. The airman asked to go to the bathroom, so they stopped at the Busby Stoop Inn. And while waiting, that driver sat in the chair. And when the airman didn't return, the driver left without him. And so the angered airman had to make his own way back to the base. When he got back, he grabbed a building brick and smashed the head of the driver, killing him. So that's the one where he didn't die immediately, but it drove him with rage to the point where he killed this driver. However, that driver left him at the Busby Stoop Inn of all places. I would probably murder someone.
I don't know. I kind of want to go to the Busby Stoop Inn at this point.
I want to as well.
But the chair's not there anymore. That's the whole thing.
So why?
Or is it?
Dun, dun, dun. Wait. I was just giving pause for like put that sound alert.
Yeah, right. We just kind of look up like.
But is the chair still on display in the museum?
It is. To this day, it is still hanging 5 feet from off the floor in the Thirsk Museum.
Have you heard of like the Warrens? Who have the Warren Museum and the Annabelle doll? Which that'd be a great episode for future note. Anyway,
yeah. It's what The Conjuring and Annabelle and all those movies are based.
I'm wondering if the Warrens have ever like visited the chair or done anything. If there's any information from it other than the innkeeper who made a profit off the chair, who then got rid of it to the museum, who's making a profit off of the chair. But then again, if the Warrens showed up, they're making a profit off of it. So like.
So that's just a money making.
I want some sort of account of somebody who wasn't trying to make money off of it in some way.
Yeah. But I kind of feel like the Warrens do their shit for money too.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, I don't believe in anything of the Warrens did is legit at all. I think they're the most fashionable con artists ever. But I need. I would just be nice to get some information that's not from the museum or just an account of a relative of of a family member who died or something, who'd get some first account witness. And are there any reports of like weird stuff happening around the chair, even if it's not sat in, or like you notice that people?
Not that I read about. Now, like I said, after someone sat in it, it was said that they started seeing things like things were moving around or whatever, but they're in the light research I've done, there doesn't seem to be anything recorded about strange happenings around the chair other than to the people who sit in it.
Gotcha. So you're an inn owner, okay? You're an inn owner. This chair is killing all of your regulars. So to plus one on Jay, like I think initially I would just like it's pretty clear at this point. I'm pretty speculative on this already. To me, like they were utilizing a man's death as a cash grab.
Right.
For this chair.
All because he didn't call seat check.
Seriously.
Right.
Like, I wonder if there's been a movie made about this. Like, much like
Actually,
we're doing like
I don't know.
It hasn't been made into a movie. It did appear in an episode of Unsolved Mysteries though.
Wait,
and it's
BuzzFeed Unsolved Mysteries or
I believe just the original Unsolved Mysteries, like back in like the 90s.
Yep, I got it up right here. Yep. It totally did. Yeah, it's a 48. Oh, the episode's free on YouTube if you guys want to watch it. I'll put a link in the description.
Ooh,
so
okay. I'll add it to the list.
I'll add it to the list. And let's go back to before we take the break. I just wanted to kind of like touch on this for a second. Like, so let's go back to the chair might possibly still be out there. It's a tavern chair. I just don't think it'd be the chair that's presented. Like I'm like what if it was like a lazy boy recliner or a stool or a bench or and they just switched the chair out for marketing purposes because the chair that it wasn't.
Yeah, it was just an ugly ass chair. It was literally a stoop.
A stoop, yeah,
like,
or like a
little footstool,
a booster seat, you know, or something. No, it's interesting as heck, and like I kind of want to now. I really think we should do a Chaotic Pubcast field trip and go see this chair.
That would be interesting.
Yeah,
where's the chair hung?
It is in North Yorkshire, I believe. I believe that's where the Thirsk Museum is.
North Yorkshire.
Yeah, I know where that's at. It's right up here. Bing! I hope I'm putting it in the right direction.
Yeah, if you look at this map in front of you.
If you look at great. And the arrow pointing to North Yorkshire.
Yeah,
and here's an image of the museum.
I don't know if I'm on this side or this side. I don't know which way I got to point.
I'll switch sides. There we go.
Yeah. Whichever way I've been pointing all night.
So, want to know what else is crazy?
What?
Yes.
Do you?
Yes.
Do you?
I do.
We'll find out after the break.
So
after the break,
there's not a lot.
So I was hoping that.
One moment.
I was really hoping at cliffhanger. I was getting cliffhanger.
There's not a lot in the Thirst Museum, right? They're not a large museum. They're not the Smithsonian.
Oh, shit! Okay? In England, damn it.
We'll go.
They have this chair hanging 5 foot off the ground, but you know what else they got? Z? You know what else they got, Jay?
The Polybius machine.
They have the bones of a giant.
Of Kandahar.
Thirst Saxon giant.
It's all connected. It's all connected.
Are we actually building this urban legend multiverse?
The urban legend Avengers, man. the Thomas Busby chair.
Gee.
Unfortunately, it only has 1 row of teeth.
Oh, but really?
Could have been a baby.
Yeah, maybe their teeth don't come in until like I don't know, 200
like 2,000
years. Yeah, like I don't know the anatomy of a giant.
So we're building the young urban legends Avengers.
But no, I think it's crazy. I think you're right. I think it's crazy that the original chair could still be out there. I might have to pick up one for our pub.
Could be could be any of our chairs, you know.
Oh, dude, that would be crazy.
Where'd Ryan go?
I swear Ryan was there a second ago. What the fuck?
Hey, chaotic peeps. If you're confused about as to why we chose a chair as the topic for this week's episode, well, then welcome to the club. Also, are you listening to us on a podcast platform? Well, guess what? The video versions of the episodes are on YouTube. So if you haven't yet, come on over to the Chaotic Pubcast YouTube channel and take that subscribe button to a nice 5-course meal on a third date. And if you are watching this episode on YouTube and haven't subscribed yet, well, I'll add you to the list. I'm also going to mention that our Season 2 live episode finale will be streamed on YouTube very soon, so please keep an eye on our socials and our Discord for any updates on that. It's going to be a blast. We do the episode live, we get chat involved, we have a good time. So we'll do the full episode, and then we have other things that we totally already have planned and are totally prepared for. Hope to see you there. For now, though, kick back, relax, and listen to this episode as if you don't have a chair in the world. And I wanted to do Shakespeare.
Where did Ryan
go? Where's Ryan?
I looked away for a second and Ryan's gone?
It's his chair. I'm telling you, it's his chair.
So you're telling me that the chaotic...
What are you talking about? I was just getting a drink.
Oh, hey, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
No. What's up, guys?
Man, I thought we were onto something there for a second. You know, I thought we legit debunked it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, this chair is way too cheap to be on it.
Damn it.
How much did you spend on that chair, Ryan?
Like, I don't know, like $300.
Oh, geez. Okay. Well, I legit got my chair from...
I didn't mean cheap money-wise. I meant quality.
Oh, quality, yeah. Mine's pretty cheap, too. I got mine on... I did get mine from Jeff Bezos himself.
Me too.
Yeah, so thanks, Dad. So this chair, Ryan, you mean to tell me that how it's been there? It's been at that museum for probably over 100 years now, roughly, right? Or
yes, yeah. It was moved to the museum. Yeah, it was actually donated to the museum in 1978.
Oh,
so it's only been in the museum for 40-something years now.
So you mean to tell me that in the 40-something years that it's been there hasn't been like some completely stoned security guards been like,
all right, Peter, check this out.
And sit in it.
They have purposefully hung it in a way that it is not easily taken down. Like I said, there's been people who have tried legal action to get the chair down. There's been wide like media things trying to pressure them or like people coming in and try to let them sit in it, and they just refuse. And the whole reason for hanging it up wasn't even so much for tourists who came in to look at it. It was for like safety. If the cleaning person or the maintenance person came in, that they didn't accidentally sit in it or whatever.
or
but you make a good
fake.
Yeah.
Ooh, now we're getting somewhere.
But you can't prove it's
Yeah.
fake because you just have to die eventually.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, when you throw the metrics, if like Jesus Christ himself came down and sat in the chair and didn't die and was like debunked, you know, it's like you have to be basically immortal to like prove that this chair doesn't work. It does.
The proof of burden's on you, Z.
On me? Well, okay, fine. I'm flying there right now.
So if I don't sit in the chair, I won't die.
No, you'll die too.
Well, I want to sit in it now.
But it just won't be because of the chair.
I want to be on like the I want to be a fly on the wall for the legal action that's taken on this, like where like they bring a case to a lawyer. All right, what he's like, they won't let me sit in a supposedly haunted chair, and I'm suing them.
and then Johnny Depp made me sit in the chair.
Yeah, and then Johnny Depp made me sit in the chair and hit me, and then I shat on the chair, and then yeah.
Sorry.
Then he poured himself a mega pint.
No, okay. So this gets me to okay. So it was donated in 1978, right?
Yeah.
And the majority of these accounts of people dying or whatever are all in like the early 1900s, like World War II, right? This chair, when he cursed it, was at the beginning of the 1700s. Where's all these other stories in that 200 years?
Just like the giant
like none of these stories started popping up until the 1900s.
Just like the giant of Kandahar, it's a war story.
I mean, I don't think like I'm so stupid. What's the word when somebody who documents history, you know, a scribe is an historian. Yeah, like I don't think historians back then were really taking notes and documenting this fucking chair. They got bigger fish to fry. They got to change history somewhere else. Yeah. So
yeah.
So it makes you wonder if this pub owner in the 1900s was like, we really need to rebrand. This place kind of sucks. That's a good looking chair over there. We just make up an entire story about that chair.
Yeah, what if Thomas was
Busby's a good name.
What if Thomas was actually just sitting there at the tavern when they were like going over this pitch meeting, and they're like, "Hey Thomas, you mind if we use your name?" And he's like, "I don't care, man. Just buy me a drink." You know.
So the first reported death that was allegedly linked to this chair wasn't until 1894, and it was the chimney sweep I was telling you about, who him and his friends sat in the chair one night having a drink, and they never made it home that night. He laid down, he got completely wasted, drunk, and laid down in the road and went to sleep, and they found his body the next morning hanging from the post.
What if it was a ploy to sell more drinks, like not just as a business branding model, but they would sit in the chair and then they would get people all riled up and they're like, I just survived the chair. And then they just get super drunk. And then they get drunk to the point where, look, we've all been there.
They die.
Yeah, we've all been there. We've done stupid shit while we drink.
I don't even drink.
Dude, I fall asleep in the road. I trip over my couch. I fall off my porch.
Just last night you fell asleep on your chair.
Yeah. We have visual evidence right here.
Right here.
I love you too, man.
I hate myself.
I love you, Jay. I just
one
think,
of us.
Yeah, I just think like you know, there's that running joke that every theater is haunted. You know, every bar has a bunch of like dick measuring.
It's a hook.
Yeah. It's a good hook. I'm not kidding. Like, I kind of want to go now. I want to go check the pub out, and I want to check the chair out.
So the modern version of the dick measuring contest is that boxing game.
What boxing game?
There's like a little boxing bag thing that you punch and it measures how hard you hit it.
Oh,
that's the modern version of a dick measuring contest.
Not back in the 1700s. It was all about chairs back then.
True. Yeah.
They were brand new on the scene.
I'll make you sit in the Busby chair.
I bet you a beer you will not.
Oh, really, Cecil?
I got 2 beers that you can't do a handstand on that chair.
Yeah,
I got 2 beers. He won't last longer than 5 minutes on that chair.
yeah. Maybe it was just like the betting chair, and you had to sit down to make a bet. He's like, I bet you can't sleep in the road all night.
Yeah, that was the whole point. It was like, if you can sit in this death chair for 2 hours, you get a free beer, knowing they're just going to order beers over that 2 hours. They got nothing else to do. They're sitting in a chair
drinking all this beer. You're gonna forget you were owed a free beer.
I love the first urban legends. Polybius, a haunted arcade machine. Kandahar, a supposed giant that is a Stevie motherfucking Cooper. Chair.
We're truly going downhill.
Are we running out of options? What's going on, y'all?
No, we just chose Ryan chose the chair.
I did not. I said, Jurgen, I need a good one. And he said, I got it. It'll be on your desk in the morning. Hey, it's on me for not reading it first.
Was it on your chair and not on your desk? Hi, Jurgen. Hi, Jose.
Oh my god. Oh my god. So, okay. Okay.
No,
Anyway,
don't blame it on Jurgen. Ryan wanted to talk about a chair.
I'm a big fan of chairs, dude. I have been since I was a little boy.
You grew up with chairs?
I grew up, dude. There's always been a chair around me in one way or another.
So Thomas Busby wasn't really a good dude, it seems like.
I don't think he did anything.
No,
I think
he
he got angry that, somebody, like I said earlier.
Ironically, he was a bit of a con man himself, so it only lives to tell that this future con would be named after him.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, I'll do the real sound effect, I guess.
Let me look at the camera again. Just.
Yeah, I'll just cut your audio out. Okay, so Thomas Busby murdered a guy, bad dude, con man. He was he worked in coin clipping. It sounds like, and
yeah. And
there were 2 stories. He either cursed the chair before he got up out of the chair, or he cursed the chair while he was on the gallows. Or what was his style of hanging again? Like it was something non-threatening.
Gibbet.
Yeah, on the gibbet.
Gibbeted.
He got really drunk and bludgeoned his father-in-law, and then was escorted to the gibbet.
Oh, that's what a gibbet looks
and
like.
supposedly on the way, was like, I would just like one last drink in my pub or my inn or whatever they called it, and then went and sat in his chair and was like, "Hey chair, I love you. Kill anyone who sits here."
Yeah,
and dude, that's fact.
Yeah.
So
and then
no,
he's a what? Really?
He's a wizard confirmed, huh?
Yeah. I'm thinking how awkward. I'm thinking how awkward it would have been if he was like, if he cursed the chair on the gallows about to be hung. Like any last words? Nobody sit in my chair in the inn, and then everybody in the audience like, oh my god, who the hell cares?
Get him
hell chairs.
In his chair. We'll get a new one.
I think we can all agree here. Most likely fabricated.
Yeah.
Heavily.
Yeah, I think this is the first urban legends where we can all mutually agree that this is bullshit.
Yeah, and it's just funny, and it's kind of like we talked about with some other urban legends. Like people just want to believe in this stuff. That people want to have a sense of wonder, and so it's funny how these stories just kind of evolve, and people love to hear them, and so they just get better with time. This one just is too far fetched a little bit.
It's too much. Like
could have really used an editor.
Yeah, right. Jeez, it's too much. I guess what I'm trying to say is it's there's too much like speculation and like too many holes in the gaps on it that just don't add up for me. And alcohol's involved, money's involved, And I'm just kind of waiting for
lots of alcohol, not much money.
And I'm just kind of waiting like a week or two after this episode launches, for us to get the email from somebody who's related to somebody who sat in the chair, and then we get canceled and then we could be the first podcast canceled by a chair. And
dude, I would love that. Like I would stop podcasting if I got canceled by a chair. Like in with a smile. Like I'd be like, I did it.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing else we could have accomplished. Really.
If your family has been directly harmed by this chair, please email us. I really want to meet you.
Please call the number below.
Yeah.
That's 555
555 or
999999999. But yeah, cool story nonetheless. I love like reading about haunted stuff, spooky happenings, even if they can be far-fetched sometimes. I'm a big horror movie buff, and I don't know, I just like creepy stuff.
I do too.
Apparently it was mentioned in an anime.
I saw that. I didn't recognize
me
the name
either.
of it,
I just, Wikipedia never lets me down. Oops, my bad. In episode 26 of Hetalia, Access Powers, it comes out.
We should totally watch this anime.
It's just one episode for like a scene.
Oh, we should watch that one
the
scene.
One scene of it. Yeah, it's right on the screen.
Damn it! Now I gotta hunt that episode down. Oh man,
but yeah, we wanted to take a lighthearted break from
I don't think this is lighthearted.
some of our other topics. Yeah, it's lighthearted. I mean, it was obviously not a
we wanted to tell the story so we could make fun of it. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, like, truth be told, like I was excited to hear about the chair because, like, I honestly was like all the other urban legend episodes that we've done. I always try and find a way to lean towards it. Yeah, this could be real. But there's just not enough for me to give this the full green light on it could be real, it could not. Like, to me, that like what's the name of the museum? The Thirst museum owner of Thirst. Just put the chair in the shredder and be done with this. It's
just let me come in there and sit on a chair. Let me prove everybody wrong.
They should put the chair on the ground and let people sit in it, and then name the museum the Thirst Trap.
Ooh, the old bait and switch. I like it.
Okay,
I like it. I'm in.
I'll take my commission for the name change.
Yeah, so my final verdict, I give it a totally not real. So totally not real.
You know what? I believe it.
oh, we know, dude. With your history of chairs, you were bound to believe in it.
Oh man.
But that's gonna be it for today's episode. Like we mentioned at the beginning, this is episode 9, so episode 10 will be live, coming at you on YouTube. Next week, we'll give you an exact date on our socials at Chaotic Pubcast on all platforms. Maybe. We'll see.
When they listen to it, it'll be this week, right?
Maybe. We don't know yet. Let's not nail anything down. And
here's our merch on the screen, which we also don't know when it's going to come out.
Actually, that's another good point. On episode 10, when we're live, we're gonna show some merch. We're gonna finally sit down and hell no, dude. Time doesn't work like that.
I think so. I think it does.
Time doesn't work like that.
I think it works exactly like that. Watch this. Ding.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll either be wearing it or we'll show it up on the screen. But you'll be able to get a first glimpse at it. Like I said, whenever it launches, all of our Patreons will get a free shirt or whatever merch item you want. And we'll ship those out as soon as we can. So if you're not a Patreon yet, you should go ahead and subscribe. Not only will you get first access to our after hours episodes where we just ramble like we don't on these.
No, this is all structured.
You'll also get you'll also get a one of our shirts. So that'd be fun.
Yeah, and subscribe to this YouTube channel too if you have not yet. It will help us out a ton.
We're on our road to 100.
Send it to a couple of your
let
friends.
your friends know. We're on a road to 100 subs right now. We're almost to 50. If you haven't yet, our last video is almost 200 views, which will be our first video to reach triple digits. Check that out if you haven't.
Wait, is that a 200? Is that a 200 views or is it a one?
Don't question it, Z.
Oh, okay.
God, Z, I'm making a statement here.
I'm sorry. Oh my God.
Catch up, man.
That's a man to me.
Anyways,
Twitch streaming better than this junk.
Anyway,
I was rudely interrupted.
That's our ask this week. Like Jay said, we are shooting for 100 subs by the time we end this season. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Send it to some of your friends and family who you think might be interested, or even not. Just tell them to just mute the notification. I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Smash that subscribe button. Hit that like button.
We love you guys.
Give it a soft diddle.
Tickle that.
Turn on notifications. You don't have to turn on notifications.
Anyway, next time we see you, it will be live. So we look forward to then. Have a good night, and we'll see you next time.
Peace, motherfuckers.
Bye.
Not much left to scrape out of the bottom of that barrel.